and alone. With cloudy vision, can't hide well-known truths buried in crimson-coated lies, nor can soap and water clean blood-stained hands, nor can fake smiles and patronizing backpats hide devious attempts to tear down the protective barriers of affirmative action, nor can Brooks Brothers suits and glass-ceiling boardrooms hide invisible though just as obvious white sheets and hoods. Peekaboo, yes, we can still see you, even through layers of corporate deception and strategically staged stumbling blocks, even through secret societies and silent pacts made behind tall mahogany doors, even through mega record deals given to unconscious rappers spitting worthless lyrics that destroy and immobilize our youth, even through Condoleezza peeking around the bush from the big white house of horrors where the philosophies of one of Black America's worst nightmares, J. Edgar Hoover, are still common practice. With raised voices grown from past whispers lost in vast cotton fields and inhabitable slave quarters, we ask, who shall pay the hefty debt long overdue our people? We must demand accountability for the centuries of destruction and sin that has left us to bear the burden of the overwhelming effect of our perished kings and queens ripped violently from our bosoms. We live in constant states of mourning, forever memorialized and castrated martyrs, distinguished at will before the eyes of a global audience, amused by the paralyzing tap dance that leaves our brothers and sisters' names prematurely engraved in cold slabs of stone. With closed eyes, we sing freedom songs and steal away to conjure up fantasies of a great exodus to faraway villages from past lifetimes when we were free from reactionary suicide, free from uncontrollable passages of time, free from alien cultures imposed upon us, free from shackles, whips, and chains. As we rise to greet each new day of psychological warfare, we carry buckets of our brothers' blood across our shoulders, adorn our hearts with their dedication and conviction, wrap our fiery spirits in the security of their strength, encouraged by protective coats of armor, and leap huge prison walls to escape skillfully placed death traps. We pray to the Almighty Jah and sing our heroes' praises. Sing Lord,
Sweet chariot, coming forth to carry me home.
with the tears that flow from our burning eyes, we perform symbolic sacrificial libations in their honor. The Honorable Marcus Mosiah Garvey, Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., Malcolm X, before I be a slave, I'll be buried in my grave and go home to my Lord and be free. 'Cause I refuse to be a slave to Western imperialism and globalized capitalism, aimed to tear us down, just to break us down and tear us down even more, only to shred us to pieces. And I will no longer be misguided by a voice of doom set to destroy our natural state of purity, while in this corrupt society of the people, for the people, and by all people except my people, where would-be doctors, lawyers, teachers, community leaders, our kings, are caught up in street corner rituals, out there selling drugs, acting like stupid stick-up nuns, turning beautiful queens into crackhead beans. And absentee fathers are trading their families for liquid poison in a bottle, thoughtlessly disregarding their responsibility as black men. I'm tired of seeing another and another and another brother dying and another mother crying. And she looked into his eyes and knew that she had lost him because he lost himself. So she cried for the 9 minutes it took to conceive him, and she cried for the 9 months she carried him, and she cried for the 9 plus 9 years she kept him by her side, nurturing him, and then releasing him to the world to be a man. And then she cried for all of the 9 seconds it took to lose him in a puff of smoke. And she cried, and she cried, and she cried until she was dry and could cry no more, as he slipped fast and faster from her grip through her fingers, and she could hold on no longer as he disappeared into thin air and was gone. And yet another black voice is silenced. I'm sick of watching brand name junkies sacrificing pieces of their souls and chunks of their heaven for the latest Gucci bag, cause somebody done told her she was pretty, y'all, and she thought that made her better, thought that she was special because her clouded vision wouldn't allow her to see that pretty comes a dime a dozen, fades with time, can't hold a stick to intelligence. Don't move no mountains, y'all, if that's all you got. So she lies in yet another cold bed, becoming a slave to the rise of yet another brother's nature, at the cost of diminishing her self-worth and self-respect, living a vicious circle of a traumatic existence, lost in a beat state of being stuck in a web of recycled confusion. I say no more. It's time to renegotiate our historically unequal, subordinate relationship with this new age plantation. Renegotiate being suppressed by oppression in a world of deception, where our dreams and aspirations seep through cracks in broken windows as our babies plunge 23, 22, 21, 20 floors to meet their deaths, and are stripped of their innocence behind closed doors in dark back rooms, but nobody calls 911 because we know that's a joke in our hoods. Even on 9/11, when all of America
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, let's hear it for them again. Sister Kim Bey. Yes, indeed. Atiba and Baba Zaya Spencer from the band Proverbs, the reggae band Proverbs. By the way, have you heard their CD, Proverbs, the reggae band? Have you heard their CD? Yeah. People Get Up? Beautiful, isn't it? Yes, it's a wonderful CD. All right, well, right about now, I'm gonna bring up a brother, longtime friend of mine, who many of you know. He's been working diligently over the years. Lives right here in the Washington area. The third Assistant President General to the UNIA-ACL and a member of Division 332. Let's say it for Brother Single by here.
How's everybody doing? All right, as y'all know, I wasn't scheduled to be on the program, but I'm on the program now. But anyway, that's for real. You always got to be ready when you're a Garveyite to step to the mic. So this is a word of recommendation to all y'all that are getting ready to join the UNIA, that are already in the UNIA. But you're not dues-paying members, but you're Africans. So you're in the UNIA because the U stands for you, and the NIA is the purpose. And when you understand it's not just an organization, as the Council General said earlier, it's a government. Don't wait for us to show the rest of the world our sovereignty. I'm going to say that again. Brother Jan Bailey in the house, I just got to head him up too. I want to hail up N-Cobra and the co-chairs of N-Cobra. I want to hail up Adasi and Sister Yuri. And I want to hail up Queen Mother of not only the Republic of New Africa, but the Garvey movement and the Kwanzaa movement and all movements in Washington, D.C., and that's Mama Mia Karumba. But seriously, as I warm y'all up for the message of the evening from the Right Excellent Honorable 87 Young, Year 8 successor to the Right Excellent Honorable Marcus Mosiah Garvey, don't take what he shares with us today lightly. Because he's not just a talker, he walks the walk. Before many of us were born, he was a conscientious objector, refused to go in the military, was questioned and queried by the FBI because of the works of Prophet Cherry and Marcus Garvey, and refused to cooperate the way they wanted him to cooperate. That was before most of us were born. Now, he's a respected elder in the city of brotherly and sisterly love, and I want to hail up Sister Kim Bey, who is here with us in D.C., and her accompaniment, who is also from the city of sisterly and brotherly love, Philadelphia. I got to say that. And a hard-working sister, and I'm telling y'all, what you're about to hear is going to be the cap on, not the evening, but on the message that the Council General has been pleading to us. He said he's calling for a legal army. And most of the time we think about army, we think about tanks, uniforms, guns, bombs. We're talking about the same energy that produces tornadoes and hurricanes. We are not talking about bullets, bombs, and ignorance. We're talking about a universal intelligence. Is that not right, Council General? A universal intelligence and law that predicates all law. Is that not right? There is no law on the earth that came before universal law. And what this elder is about to tell y'all about the principles of Mahat, and I know he's going to tell us, you don't got it yet. We don't have it yet. We think we got it. We got gigantic historians, gigantic organizers, we even got black governments, and we still don't have it. Or children would be crying and dying, and our ancestors still waiting and watching. I got you. It's very important, brothers and sisters, to understand the serious nature of the time. You saw Marcus Garvey tonight, did you not? Did you not see Marcus Garvey in 2007 here tonight? And those that missed it will catch it on the videotape, but trust me, he is a professional actor, run by a simple, but he don't act Garvey. He channels the spirit of Marcus Garvey, as Garvey said would happen. Next week, y'all support Adasi, because our young warrior brother Haru will be in town. Without any further ado, Sidracl, I'll bring him up, if it's all right. Without any further ado, we want to bring the hardest worker on the East Coast, probably on the planet, works 6 days a week, and is the A successor, and he's bigger than every president you know, white and black, green, orange, purple, in the world. So we should stand up and give him his proper respect. The Right Excellent Honorable Redman Battle, a successor to Marcus Garvey.
Thank you very much. You have witnessed here a presentation and also remarks coming to from the brothers. How many of you in this room tonight is a dues-carrying member of the UNIA?
That's the stand, please.
Please stand.
Y'all stand up so we can see what the difference is.
Thank you.
All right, thank you. I just want to make sure you see better. You stand.
Yeah. The reason I asked you that, we have a job to be done. You can't pray yourself out of this condition. You can't wish yourself out of this condition. You got to work. How many of you ever heard this quote? Up your mighty race, you can accomplish what you will. And that quotation, will means you got some work to do. The first work that has to be done, two things that we have, or three things that we have. We can call them tools. You know what they are? Well, you elders, you know what they are? What tools that you have that we have to use? What? One writer says, mind is the master power. It molds and it makes. Man is mind, wherever he takes.
Come on, sir.
The tool of thought, he can fashion what he will. He can bring forth 1,000 words, he can bring forth 1,000 images. He thinks in secret, and it comes to pass. And his environment is nothing but a little glass. Another quote says, you never can tell what thought will do in bringing you love or hate. For thoughts are things, they are that wing, they are swifter than a carrier dove. They follow the law of the universe. Each thought creates its kind. It carries you back to the track, whatever went out of your mind. What went of our mind today, and what has been going through our mind, I don't think some of us know that we have a mind. But get the idea. Since we've been in this country, and the reason I want to use this expression, a couple of brothers from Africa that I was speaking to only about a couple of weeks ago And they were telling me about since they received their independence. And I asked them, what have you done to bring water to your state? What have you done to uplifting your people? He said, we just got out of colonialism. I said, what does that mean? I said, do you understand that black men, even during the time that we were enslaved and was on the books not to teach us reading and writing, we came up with 1,600 inventions. Makes me cry. You want to sit back and say, there's nothing we can do. You don't have to rely on nobody. As you've been here, it's you. But you have to use your mind and your thoughts to bring forth your aim and your determination to be free. Because ain't nobody that do it but you. We who understand, we who are conscious, but it means now you have to turn the searchlight on you. Begin to use your mind to the facts of problem. Talking about they've been liberated. They have fought in the trenches, going on for 20 years. What we did in 20 years in this country, and still doing, but we're doing it for somebody else. When the hell are we going to do it for ourselves? That's the reason I'm saying you're not using your mind. To bring yourself out of condition that you only can do it. Here's the most insulting thing. I don't know whether the figure's right or not. It might even be more. We are spending over 7 as a people. Everybody else come to this country, sit table and figure where they can get more than $5. They're doing a damn good job. Because they're doing your nails, they're frying your chicken, they're frying fish, and you buy everything from them, even the false hair, and make sure it's done. Then you tell me, you're educated. You're educated to serve somebody else. Because 16,000 inventions were done by you. Take the incandescent filament bulb. Who do you think did it? Where do you think you got the knowledge from? You have been able to light up the whole damn world. You understand me? And what are you doing now? Sitting down, watching who killed. What was his name? J.R. Watching who killed J.R. Turn on the damn TV.
Come on, sir.
Go in your closet and sit down. What can I get? I need $7 million by August. Can you help me get it? Can you help me get it? I don't hear nothing. You heard what Bob Simpson says? Garvey said this. You see, I don't think you get the message. Garvey says, if the black race is not careful, they'll drink up all the poison of Western civilization and die from effect of it. And damn it, you ain't dying from effect of it because you're doing everything under the sun because you allow your mind to be carried to something that don't even make sense. And we talk about we want to get up. Give me $7 million and I'll show you how to get up. I'll show you how to get up. Let's sit down together and find out how we can get hold of this $700 billion. There was a group down in Utah, Alabama. Brother Senghor, Brother Zahman, and a few others. We went down. You think this is a cure? These people in Mississippi, in Alabama, the talking about the whole city. I'm talking about in the church. This minister, and I've been trying to get our people to come to a witness, so I don't know how long. We're wearing the all the other stuff around our neck. Take it off. You don't know what oneness means. Says, my God is the oneness that spans the fathomless people's space in the measureless eons of time, binding them together and act as we do in thought. It's the sameness. See, you got to get the word oneness. This man was able to take these people in his church. He gave to teach them oneness. They was getting food stamps. He had them buying their food stamps together, put them in one pot. Taking it every month, cashing it in, getting a certain amount of money. And guess what they started with to raise this money? Not gold, not silver, but peanuts. Peanuts! Today, these people, after 25 years, own 5,000 acres of land. Just to digress a minute, Garvey went to Puerto Rico, stayed up there 3 days. You know what the people gave him? 3 days! Because they believed in the program. They believed in self-reliance, self-determination, doing something for themselves. They gave him $50,000 for the program. $50,000 for the program at that time. These people here in Utah, Alabama, when we went there, we saw 300 acres of land under cultivation. They have 500 acres of watermelon under cultivation. They had built their homes, 150 homes from the ground by bricks. They had their own gas stations, their own shopping centers, and 2 gas stations. And behind the gas station, machine shops. Guess what else they did? They took 4 cars, which was brakes. So we ain't using our mind. We got all the creativity to do everything in the world for a crack, and we can't do a damn thing to ourselves. But baby, you know what this is? Do you know what else we have? And the English scientists brought this out. They said we have, blacks have throughout the world, but of all other people, the Oriental has 6 DNA series. The ape, the bare bone, high anthropologists. They have 5. Guess how many Negro have? 9! 9! Why do we have 9? And what we're capable of doing, take all the high maths. Who created it? Algebra. Who was a great mathematician? We read about him. He was the first Christ, first Prince of Peace. You ever hear about Imhotep? You ever hear of him?
Yes, sir.
What did he build? Come on, you know Black history. First step period. He brought those surgeons. When I went to Egypt and I saw the temple of Imhotep, the surgical instruments they're now using and haven't changed, they had them on the wall. Now I want you to write out on this. You know, at the temple, or who they call Isis, you know what's in their temple? How many of you believe in the Immaculate Conception? I don't see nobody here. Yeah, well, you know, when you go to Egypt, to the temple of Isis, you see the first picture of the Immaculate Conception. Thousands of years ago, the whole concept of what we call, and I don't want to shake your imagination, what we call today the Holy Bible came from the book coming forth by David. All the writings that we thought was David, not David. I forget the name of the book, Proverbs. Not done by David. It is in history. Well, all of these things come from, that came out of your creative genius. If we have 9 DNA, we have melanin, which we one time hated, and we have our kinky hair that is a antenna within itself, can bring you all the knowledge of the universe. There is to be had. I'm going to close out in a few minutes, but I have to do this. Brother Zama did a little creative for me. What we have to do, and you saw Lawrence Bob's presentation, we have to take, and we got all the technology of the day to do everything we want to do, to create in our minds our greatness. You see, you have to, as the lady was carrying through libation, was talking about the subconscious mind. You see, we only use a small portion of our mind, but we have to learn to use all of our mind. Nature didn't give you all your mind for you to say, well, I'm going to use a third of it. You got to use all of it, but you got to know how. Our Father left a message for how to use all our mind. Now, Brother Zama, and I want you to give him a big hand. Something, and I'm going to get short shortly. Brother Zama, I want you to start out with 2 of the things that we talked about. Start out with that shame of America. Well, all we are talking about, but you see, you don't know what happened. The brother had just stood there and told me that during the time that our mothers and fathers was coming back from the First World War, you're looking to everybody else to be your savior, but who you should be looking to is God. Because you know what God did? When you take on the screen there, you see what was up there? You see how many lives was lost between that period of time? They even hung and burned 81 women. Dr. Kenneth Clark, when they finished writing the book during the investigation of the criminal report, they asked him what did he think about it. And he said, you had 1919, which was called the Red Summer. You see how many lives was lost? And that's not even half of it, because Chicago least burned and ransacked and ran black folks out of their homes. That was the first time, even in Philadelphia, they did the same damn thing. Wherever you went, no solid. See, we got to in the Colonel Report. I want you to take a look at it. Did you ever read the Colonel Report? And the Colonel Report says this. But first, show them all who was engaged in getting this information together. Johnson, when he saw the cities burning because the assassination of Dr. King, and saw the cities burning, he had created the Great Society. What the hell happened? Black Society burned it. So he formed a commission to go out to find out what happened. And they spent almost $500,000 to find out, and you can see all the people involved. And they were men of the establishment. They asked 3 questions. Why did it happen? What can we, why did it happen? Why did it happen? What was done and what can be done? 3 questions. Now, guess what? They also said this. When they came back, and this is in the 4th chapter of the book, which says, well, before another, they said something else. What white never understood, and black should never forget, that white society created it, white institutions created it, maintained it, and condoned it. So like the brother said, where's your salvation at? You think America's going to give it to you? Bush didn't give it to you. Lincoln didn't give it to you. And all the rest ain't going to give it to you. Because they created a white society, like it said, that the white institutions created it. White institutions maintained it. White institutions condoned it. Now what the heck do you feel? When Garvey came on the scene and saw the conditions of black folks and had gone, you know, Garvey had gone throughout the Caribbean and everywhere else, trying to bring forth a change, and everywhere he had gone, there was no commissioner to answer his call. So he goes back to Jamaica. So as he goes back to Jamaica, so he says he didn't find the answer there. Where did he go? Where did he go? To the seat of power. And the seat of power showed no change. Nothing don't change. So he reads a book, Up from Slavery, by Booker T. Washington. Booker T. Washington had built something and people haven't understood it yet. Do you know what? I'm trying to make this short. Do you know what? 2 things that came out of Tuskegee that the world went to seek? They're trying to find out, or even to buy that knowledge. See, you don't know what you did either. You ever heard of Carver? You ever heard of Carver? George Washington Carver. Do you know what he did? Did you know that because of his creation, that when the South became almost a desert storm, that they went to Tuskegee asking him, what can they do? And he was the cause of that dust storm disappearing. Ford sought his knowledge. See, some of us run away from black institutions, like you're running away from the institution that Garvey set up. You're running apart. That old black thing. That old nigger thing. Ford came to Tuskegee trying to buy George Washington Carver. Roosevelt went to him trying to get him to leave the Tuskegee. Even Russia, Japanese, he wouldn't leave. When he did go somewhere, he came right back. Tell you something else. In the Second World War, when they was flying bombers over Germany, Italy, and different places, Tuskegee Airmen that you never hear a thing about, finally they accept them as flyers. And they never lost a moment. Creative in every war you ever fought in. If it hadn't been for you, it would have lost. All right, man. When you fought in the Civil War, there was 241 battles that you fought. The French abolitionists saw so much of your creativity to show you what you're capable of doing for everybody else, but you don't do it for yourself. The French abolitionists saw so much of the heroic deeds that black was able to do. What did they give them?
Statue of Liberty.
What did they give them? I don't hear you.
Statue of Liberty.
They gave to them or presented to them the Statue of Liberty. But America said, you can't receive it. Said, because we cannot have in the books that our slaves helped save you. When Garvey saw the conditions of what blacks was going through and how they were suffering, he created the Universal Negro Improvement Association, which says social, charitable, friendly, expansive, educational institution, and expansive society, brought about by men and women to uplift the noble race. And we can't get you to join tonight. You won't sign up and help us fight the fight of the liberation of black folks. What we have to use is the skills of the movies to bring forth, as Garvey said, his brother's quote, the African from the minister. This week I'm saying, go home, turn that darn TV off, look at all the damn soap opera and everything else. And let's create, as it says, the Negro race must forget and cast behind them hero worship and adoration of other races. And start out when? When? Well, let's do it then. Let's get together. Let's sign your name on the dotted line. I want $7 million.
All right.
By August.
All right.
Mind power is the way. You don't need no gun. Fight this man, you kill him every time with your mind. That we come together. My closing says this. Garvey says this. If 4 million Negroes would get to know themselves, see, you don't know yourself, to know that within you there's a sovereign power that is absolute. Yes. That in 24 hours you can be a nation or an empire. Not from somebody else see you rise, because you're looking for Bush and all these other folks to see you rise. Or we have put all these brothers in there and see you rise. That's no, you're not. You have to see it within yourself. From now on, when you go home, at night, and in the morning, you don't have to see that you have it. The African fundamentals, the first paragraph. You have to see, you have to put that image in your mind that you're good, that you're wonderful, that you're great, that you're powerful. Know when Muhammad Ali used to get in the ring, he said, I am the greatest! You must see yourself as that greatest to bring about a change for yourself. I said, one God.
Come on, sir.
I said, one aim. And one destiny, that's your her or die.
All right.
Redman Battle, President General. Yes, indeed, ladies and gentlemen, the Honorable Redman Battle, President General of the UNIA-ACL, for that slip of the tongue. How y'all feeling? How you feeling? All right, all right. You know, it's a good spirit in here. It's wonderful when we come together in love and unity, you know, to strengthen us as a people and keep building a movement, a message, a movement. One God, one aim, one destiny. Well, right about now, we're going to move right along with the Nubian International Hand Dance Association, the youth division, the youth wing, and they're going to give us a nice little demonstration here. We got to do a little moving around here. All right, while we, yep, they need room. They sure do need some room. And then Baba Singo is going to turn it up with a little music. Young masters of the dance. All right, let's leave it up to them. The Nubian International Hand Dance Association.
Yes, I am. Let's take my
hand in here. If I catch your hand out of here, this is right here, okay? And just to release stuff. It's already recording, so like that, okay? You gotta close in.
So we want to listen to me because we are you to know we know you are the love to alright. I don't tell me say that you know eat from Monday. Say that you never collect no money last Friday. Money when you choose to go up. I know you never know. They don't provide spiritual food, physical food, each and every day. Spiritual food, physical food, and guidance along the way. They provide spiritual food, physical food, each and every day. Spiritual food, physical food, and guidance along the way. Tell me nothing happened. Open money, turn them on. And the boss you want see this on them man. All I wonder how see them bad can go on. Be careful on the words when you walk out of sin. If you don't know that you want to suffer things. Now the world is smooth like butter. Don't be want to listen to the words I say. Never mind spiritual food, physical food, eat and every day. Spiritual food, physical food, and guidance along the way.
Yes, you all. Let's hear it for them. The Youth Division, Masters of the Dance, the Nubian International Hand Dance Association. The Youth Division, Masters of the Dance. That's wonderful. It's good to see them even hand dancing with reggae music. Yes, yes. All right, well, we want to thank you very much. You have been a very patient audience. And we want to thank you again so much for coming. I'm going to call Brother Farouk Mohammed to close things out for us this evening on behalf of the Legal Defense Fund of the UNIA. Brother Farouk Mohammed.
Yes. I really want to take this opportunity to especially thank the Legal Defense Fund members, Legal Defense Committee members who helped to make all of this possible. I'm sorry for those who didn't make it today because they missed a really inspirational program. There's no doubt about it, Marcus Garvey was in this room tonight. Yeah. I want to thank all of the people who participated in making this program possible. Farafina Khan opened up with a very powerful invocation with the drums and the dance. Can't say that enough. And the spiritual invocation from Reverend Gloria Long was very, very moving. She always does that. That's why I asked her to share with us. We need more spiritual warriors, no question about it. At this time, even though we're calling for money and we're calling for legal authority, we can't do any of this without some spiritual help. And I think our ancestors are clearly blessed us.
What you call for?
I said we need spiritual warriors too. I'm calling for it too. Yeah, right. The brothers from Baltimore, just right on time. I mean, we just met them on the MySpace site. For those of you who want to get the Declaration of Rights, you can get it on the internet. UNIA-ACL.org is our official website, UNIA-ACL.org. Click on Archives, you get the Declaration of Rights, you can print it out. We have material out there you can get, but you should know when our Independence Day is. It's August the 31st, not July 4th, all right? That's what we should be celebrating. I want to thank Brother Ambrose Lane for coming out. And, you know, I'm sure y'all listen to him. He's a syndicated national radio talk host, and he is an author. And he also said that we have the land, we have the means to get the money, we don't have the capital. Y'all heard the President General say $7 million. Everybody's been running about me talking about this amount of money, that amount of money. Right, he did. He gave me till the end of the year. Now you cut it off and said August. I said, what? The question you have to ask is that possible? And I say to you, it is. And we have the evidence to prove that it is. You simply have to have the will to get it. So you know I don't have any choice. If he's saying $7 million, I got to get out here in the road. But don't say that you didn't have that opportunity to hear. I'm really impressed and inspired by some of the people who are joining tonight. And I give thanks to you and I say, Ashe. Oh, okay. We have an elder, 81 years young, who worked with Baba Kamal, who's joined. Wave your hand. She back there? Okay, they left already? All right. Oh, come on. 81 years young can join? Now that's really putting some pressure on some of the younger ones. My source of inspiration, Lady Kim Bey. I want to thank you. I can't salute you enough. You know, I tell you, she's been keeping the whip behind me more, but I love it when she say we're gonna take it back. Okay? Yeah, and Idris from Proverbs, much respect, you know?
Yes.
Baby, come on out here. La Lordy.
La Lordy.
I am the founder and the president, co-founder and president of the Nubian International Hand Dance Association. We are the ones who took over the hand dance community by bringing culture into the day. We were the first to bring exposure to international hand dancing. I'm very proud to say that my daughter has carried on that legacy and is now the president of the youth division. Yes.
Mommy.
And she showed tonight that we can still hand dance. Y'all ain't seen her do the hip hop and all that other stuff yet.
Yeah.
They do that too, okay? But I just want you to know I'm very proud, and you got a serious right-hand lieutenant over there, Brother Ray. Yeah. They are single-handedly responsible for keeping hand dance alive in this community. They're the first youth to ever take it on. So we got to support our youth in all kinds of ways. We party with a purpose, okay? We don't have to sit down and, all the dances that we have are so squeaky clean you can bring your babies there. We can have it in the church and it would be okay, all right? Because we don't have none of that foolishness with it, none of that negativity. So I just wanted to encourage you to keep up the good work, and I thank you for supporting your dad. Okay? Yeah. Last but not least, I can't thank enough. This man has turned my life all around and upside down. I tell you, I didn't know what I was doing until I met the Honorable Redman Battle.
Yes.
Yeah. That man has been a tremendous source of inspiration to me. I clearly want to encourage y'all to listen to him more. He's not that inaccessible like some leaders are. Okay, you can talk to him anytime. He works like 6 days a week. We need to make sure that what we have accomplished is not in vain. And we have done some very historical stuff. In fact, Tony Martin told Big Brother Single and myself that he hadn't seen anything like this since the days of Garvey himself. It was like Garvey was reaching out from beyond the grave. And it's all because of the inspiration and the support of this man. So I really thank God for you, and I pray that he will allow us to have many more years of your company. Thank you, sir.
Hi, my name is Jack.
It's up to you now. Okay.
My name is Jack.
I got to grab the microphone. Hey y'all, we leave on a prayer. We leave on a prayer. We came in on spirit, we leave on prayer, okay? But first I want to tell y'all, let's say some big prayers for Big Brother Farouk. Whether y'all realize it or not, no, I know he didn't know this, but whether y'all realize it or not, this brother's becoming more popular outside the confines of the United States than he is here. I know.